Hello ho ho ho. I'm kind of trying to talk a little quiet. It is 4:50 in the morning. Today's video, I was like, crap, so much that has happened these past 2 years of my life. I don't know what to talk about. What should I talk about? I know that a lot of you guys have been asking, Giselle, how did you meet Ellen? Why don't we just talk about that? Wow. So here it goes. I work with many different casting companies and production companies because of the commercials I've done and the music videos and the movies, and how I'm such a social butterfly and I'm always talking to everyone, and being such a social butterfly, I've met so many amazing people, and because of that I am always getting invited to different events. I would always get invited to award shows. People's Choice Awards 2016. We're in 2016, right? One of my best friends, SJ, owns one of the biggest One Direction update accounts, which is at @StyleTourArmy. I told her, and I would always express to her how much I loved Ellen. Ellen inspired everything that I do today. I was a girl that would sit on the couch and I would eat buckets of ice cream watching a bunch of videos of Ellen giving back. Now, Ellen is just a humble, very kind, giving, talented woman. I've always looked up to her. I've always been inspired by her, and she was always someone that I've always wanted to meet. I told myself, I would always tell myself, one day I'm gonna meet her. And I found out she was gonna be at the People's Choice Awards 2015, and I put together this whole plan. I told myself I'm gonna go up to her, I'm gonna introduce myself, I'm going to tell her about my company, because I have a company. It's called Starbelshi. For those who don't know what that is, you can go starbelshi.com. Starbelshi is just a movement, and I want to empower through the platform that I build. This company was inspired by Ellen. Anyway, so I put together this whole plan. And before I get to the award show, I want to blow up Ellen's social media. I want to let her know that I'm coming. So I talked to my very good friend SJ from the UK. She's our Starbelshi UK leader. She has a 1D update account, most known update accounts on Twitter. She can get anything to trend. That girl has so much power on Twitter. She's like Beyonce on Twitter. I told her that I wanted to blow up Ellen's social media, and SJ as well has an organization called Unite for Charity. She wants to utilize the impact that she has to also give back. I go, let's start a hashtag and blow up her social media. Let's utilize the platform you have, the Directioners, and blow up her mentions. Let her know that I'm coming, so before that I even introduce myself, she'll know who I am. And she's like, I'm all in for it. The day of the award show, I wrote a letter for her. The letter just stated, you know, hi Ellen, I just want to tell you thank you so much for inspiring what I have created. And I just talked about Starbelshi, and I talked about how she has empowered me and how she motivated me to do everything that I'm doing today. That day I took about 30 people to the award show. Ooh, the camera shook. We arrived, we're waiting in line to check in. Once we got there, I texted SJ, my friend from the UK, and I told her let's begin blowing up her Twitter. SJ started tweeting out things and started blowing up Ellen's Twitter with my name. A hashtag we created was Ellen Unites for Charity. I was on my phone checking social media, and sure enough, it was blowing up. I was getting about 100 tweets, even more per minute, and it's time to go into the venue. You guys, just even thinking of, I love Ellen so freaking much. The guy, the one that owns the audience company that casted us to go to the award show, he's a good friend of mine, the CEO. He took us in, and he specifically called me. He's like, Giselle, come here. And I'm like, yes. He's like, sit in those 2 seats right there. And I looked at the 2 seats. It was in the first row. There was 2 seats. It was 4 seats. It was the first row. It was these 2 seats, and then this one and this one. So he's all like, sit in these 2 seats. So I walked to this seat, sat down, and another friend of mine, Jessie, who I used to work with, hi Jessie, I love you, sat next to me. So the entire group that I was with, because remember it was like 30 of us, he sat both of us there, and then the other 28 people that I took were seated in the second row on this side. So they were able to see me, I was able to see them, and I looked at them and I'm like, I wonder who's gonna sit here. And they're all like, this whole time I'm holding the letter that I wrote for her, and I'm like sitting there, I'm shaking, I'm nervous. Oh, I look at Jessie and I was like, Jessie, I wonder who's gonna sit here, who's gonna be sitting next to us. And sure enough, I hear a bunch of people scream, and I look to my right, and it's security guards with Ellen and Portia, which is her wife. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my God. And they're walking towards us. And I'm like, oh my God. In my head, I'm like, if Ellen sits next to me right now, I'm about to shintle my pantalones. I looked at Jessie and I'm like, Jessie, I'm nervous. He's like, no, don't be. He's all like, I don't think they're gonna sit here. And I'm like, okay. They sat Portia right next to me and Ellen right next to Portia. And they sat down, I looked at them, just smiled. And I looked at Jessie and I was like, Jessie, I'm dead. Like, I can't do this. I have her letter in my hand. And I looked at Jessie, I was like, Jessie, that's God. Jessie, God just sat her next to us. Jessie, I'm freaking out. I can't do this. I can't do this, Jessie. I can't do this. And Jessie looked at me, he's like, Giselle, you can do this. And I go, no, Jessie, I can't do this. He goes, Giselle, you pitch all the time. I've learned from you. We've all learned from you. You can do this. And I'm like, Jessie, I can't do this. I'm sitting there nervous and I'm mentally trying to prepare myself. I'm like, baby Jesus, please give me the strength to talk to this woman. And I'm trying to not cry because it was such a surreal moment for me. I've watched Ellen for many years, crying, watching her videos, to having her right next to me. Legit, all the people I took were sitting on an entire row, second row, behind me. I look at them and they all look at me and they're freaking out because they knew my plan. They knew why I wanted to go to the award show, because I wanted to talk to Ellen and meet her. I looked at them and they just looked at me and they acknowledged, you know, what was going on. They looked at me and they went like this and they were like, you can do it. The fact that all of them were looking at me and they were telling me like, you can do this, it gave me strength. It gave me like, I was so motivated. I was so pumped. I'm like, okay. And when I looked back, I sat down and I'm like, okay, I can do this. And I took a deep breath and I looked at Portia. Portia looked at me. I freaked out and I was like, you look beautiful. And she's like, oh, thank you. She's like, you look gorgeous. I was like, oh, thank you. So I'm sitting there. And then when I would talk to Portia, Ellen looked over, looked at me, I looked at her, we locked eyes. I looked into her deep blue, beautiful eyes and that beautiful smile, and I looked at her and I was just, the moment was like so short, but it passed by so slow. I was just admiring how gorgeous this woman was. And then I reached out my hand and I'm like, hi, I'm Giselle Henriquez. And she's like, hi, I'm Ellen Degeneres. I was like, nice to meet you. She's like, nice to meet you. And I go, I'm sorry, this might be a bad time. I go, but I want to talk to you for a second. And she goes, yeah. I was like, I just want to say that I feel honored to be sitting right next to you at this moment, and I want to thank you for all that you've done for me. It's like, you've inspired me and you've motivated me to do so much. And then I started talking to her about Starbelshi. I was telling her about my friend's organization, Unite for Charity. We sat there and we were having a conversation, and then the show was about to start. And I look at Portia and I have the letter in my hand still. I was like, I wrote you something. You don't have to read it right now. I was like, you can read it later. Should I hold it or would you like to take it? And Portia goes, I'll take it. Portia had this purse. It was magnetic. It was magnet. When you close it, like the magnets would close the purse and then it would open, right? So I gave her the envelope. She folded it twice. Or no, she didn't want to fold it. She looks at me. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to fold it. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Fold it. So she folded it once. It didn't fit. She folded it again. It didn't fit. She folded it again. And it was thick, right? The more times she folded it, the thicker the envelope got. This whole time, Ellen's looking at Portia trying to put this fat envelope in Portia's little magnetic purse. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching Portia trying to close the purse. She pushed it in and then she closes it. She's like, there you go. And when she places her purse on her lap, it opens. And she's trying so hard. She keeps closing the purse. Literally, we were there for a good 2 minutes just looking at Portia trying to get the envelope in her purse. And I looked at Portia and I giggled. I was like, Portia, I'm so sorry. I was like, I can take it back. It's okay. It's not necessary. She's like, no, 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 it's okay. So she closed the purse and it finally closed. And I looked at Portia and I looked at Ellen and we giggled. I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing. Then I looked at Jessie and I'm like, oh my God, Jessie, what the fudge cakes is happening right now? So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to keep my cool, being professional. I was like, Giselle, keep your back straight, do everything that Miss Ryle taught you in modeling class. So I'm like, back straight, good posture, professional. My God, okay, so then there is a moment where Ben Affleck, he goes on stage because he won, you know, the award. It was like the biggest award of the night. He goes on stage, gives it this inspiring, empowering speech about change, and he had everyone in the audience crying. Well, at least me, Ellen, and Portia and Jessie were crying. But there's a photo. Like legit, we cried together. What? Then there was another moment that we had where, because we had little moments throughout the night, but we had another moment where Iggy Azalea was performing that night, and me and Jessie were dancing. We're like, hey, and then Portia was dancing. Ellen was, she was like just clapping, like dancing, and I was like, go Ellen, go Ellen, and she was like even dancing like, oh my God. What is my life? So we cried with Ellen. We danced with Ellen. So after Ellen got her award, they left early. And before they left, I did look at her and I was like, hey, I was like, it was a pleasure meeting you. Oh, no. So I was like, Ellen, and then security was like, no, no, no. And then Ellen's like, no, it's okay. It's like, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. And I shook her hand again and she shook Jessie's hand. And then we asked for a selfie. So we took a selfie with her and put that right here. And then she looks at me, shook my hand, and she goes, hey, I'm gonna read your letter. And I was like, thank you so much. She's like, have a good day. And I was like, thank you, you too. And then she left. And then the moment she left, I sat down and I lost my shit. So that was my experience. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's the story. It was a quick last minute video. I was like, I want to share that story with you guys. I love Ellen. Ellen's amazing. And if you guys want to check out, you know, the tweets that was happening during or before I got into the award show, you guys can look it up on hashtag Ellen Unites for Charity. It's all over Twitter. I will be uploading a video every Friday for you guys for Ohana. For my Ohana. Oh, do you guys know I got a tattoo? It says Ohana. And I'll be uploading a video every Sunday for my Hispanic fan base that speak only Spanish, don't understand English. So if you guys see a Spanish video on Sundays, don't get confused. Alright, Ohana, I love you. I will talk to you soon. I'll see you Sunday if you speak Spanish, and if not, I'll just see you next Friday. Love you.